Hello and welcome to the FX Virtual Series live on Apex Resync TV. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick, and alongside me is Marco Barbanet for this very special event, Marco, and it's an honor to be here at Monza to be bringing it to you.
Absolutely. Welcome everyone, and a pleasure to have you on board with us for this event. Story of racetracks here in Monza. The FX virtual series, of course, the virtual transposition of the Formula X Italian series. Again, great to be here. And, this is going to be a fantastic one, Sam. F3 Cup, 2 countries, lots of interesting names, and of course, a historic racetrack that they used to play super nicely with cars, lots of drafting, lots of excitement. Cannot wait to get started qualifying about
Yeah, so just a little bit of a rundown of the format that we're going to get today. Practice 10 minutes, the drivers have just completed that. Then we've got this 15-minute qualifying section. You can see everyone out on circuit at the same time. So drafting is going to be absolutely massive to nail that one lap. We've got a few mates perhaps, as I'm sure many of these guys will know one another from the real world. That can certainly come in handy for the qualifying section. And then we've got a race. There'll be 25 minutes or 10 laps that will almost 10 laps. I don't think we're going to have any cautions in this. So it's going to be very quick and frantic. But this is a proper slipstream circuit, Marco. It's a proper slipstream car as well. And so it's almost the perfect car track combination for great racing. And that's what we want to see.
Absolutely. You have cars on the racetrack right now?
I am seeing cars on the racetrack, yes.
Okay, because there is something that's not working here apparently, so we apologize for that.
But yeah, we'll just fix these couple of issues, I think. Yeah, so 10 laps probably for these drivers are going to be tricky for them to make their way up to the field. Could be quite an important qualifying session. You certainly want to be in the mix. And of course, we always see big troubles at the first corner as well around this circuit. Can really cause some massive issues for these drivers. So they've got to be ever so careful in order to avoid any incident like that. The drivers currently on their outlaps at the moment, just trying to improve or set a baseline time. But like I said, you really want to be in the draft. Anyone who saw the Formula One, of course, last year knows how important the draft is around this circuit, where everyone managed to mess up their qualifying times. And I think the draft effect in these cars is going to be 2-3 times more. Plus the fact, of course, that you got the lack of turbulent air as well through the corner, so you won't be as close as you possibly get. You can get a few slingshots down these extremely long straights at Monza, and you could find yourself in a pretty good position later on.
Yes, so mystery solved. My iRacing crashed switching from practice to
I've just
qualifying.
seen that, yeah.
And this has never happened to me, so that's a first. Loading back into the session, so apologies for that. We should be bringing you live pictures in a second. So this is one of those broadcasts, Sam, you know, your microphone trying to break down just
Honestly,
before
the
we...
amount of stuff which has gone wrong for me is mind-boggling, and it's happened to Marco as well, which is remarkable. Anyway, when we get into this is just qualifying, so we can pretty much radio this to you, and I don't think you're going to miss out on too much. As long as we get ready for the race, which is still 12 minutes away, I think we should be all right. Ivan Machado Perez goes pole position. It's the only driver who sets a lap time, 146.14. Salvador Liotti cannot improve on that one. Marco was saying the other day how he's very much looking forward to me pronouncing many of these names. As guess what, Marco is an Italian himself. Should be an expert on this, whereas myself from a county called Norfolk in the UK, we are not particularly good on these foreign names. However, I will try my absolute best. At the moment, I don't need to say too many names because Perez is still on pole position.
And we have live pictures finally. So look at the very nice graphics that the guys from FX Italia have provided us using iRacing live timing. I love the fact that when you get a new lap, it gets purple or green, the entire name of the driver. That is absolutely beautiful. So let's get on with qualifying. This is going to be a great one, as you are seeing, of course. All these drivers using liveries made with iRacing, with the iRacing default paint creator, so to speak, and trying to replicate as close as possible the liveries that they run in real life, because this is a real life series, and these guys, of course, driving slightly different cars. They are, of course, using the F3 today, getting as close as possible to what they can, of course, be racing on a racetrack, week in and week out. But as you were saying, Ivan Perez is leading the way at 146.138. Two classes, of course. You can see on the top of your screen the classes: red for Pro and blue for AM. And they are going to be racing against each other and against themselves, of course. As you can see, Arduini in provisional pole for the amateur drivers of 146.7, Perez 145.993 provisional leader for the pros.
Yeah, so those drivers doing a very good job. Not too so far the quick laps have kind of been set by themselves, so they kind of got a good times in already. However, I think there's still a bit more time to be gained for these drivers. Track temperature, by the way, 44 degrees. It is warm. 26 degrees air temperature. However, it is 3 in the afternoon, so it's going to get cooler and cooler as we get along. So expect that track temperature maybe to drop as low as 40 degrees by just the end of this qualifying session within the next 10 minutes or so, especially if we get a little bit of cloud cover, although not too much of signs of that at the moment. Of course, iRacing modeling this real-life weather extremely impressively. And yeah, the track temperature constantly fluctuating with some very expertise and in-depth data, which mere mortals like me and Marco can barely understand. But yeah, times could certainly improve as we go on in the race as well.
And for your joy, you can see there is a driver from the Republic of Ireland, so at least there's going to be an easy name for you.
Oh, good.
As
Lyle
Arduini,
Schofield.
oh yeah, as Arduini is currently setting purple sectors in sector 2 and sector 3, a pedestrian sector 4, trying to get as close as possible to that pole position in the amateur class, and currently third. Will he improve on his lap time? I think that lap time will be not valid because he still hasn't popped up on the screen, and as a matter of fact, no changes there, as Fortunato Catalano, number 7, currently on pole for the amateurs, getting all the draft possible from the number 6 car of Beltrami, and he improves 147.127 as Pesavento joins him in second place. So as you can see, not a lot of difference between the Pro and the AMS on the timing sheet.
Yeah, certainly not. Everyone seems to be very competitive. Wouldn't be surprised if we perhaps see a amateur winner today. We've seen, yeah, that happen in previous series, of course, on Apex Racing TV. Not quite sure how they decided to divide these pros and amateurs. Whether it was just maybe the experience they got on iRacing, or whether it was on a few other factors. But certainly, at the moment, they are blending quite well in with one another. Lots of different pros and lots of different amps, all at the front of the timing.
Absolutely, Sam. As you can see, we are just about halfway. Ivan Perez is sitting in the pits, the provisional pole sitter, as he's thinking about getting out for another lap. And as a matter of fact, here he comes. Let's follow Maurice Nessurini from Switzerland, sitting right now in 6th place of his class, and 10th overall. He's on a good lap.
Yeah, could move up the order. Let's see what the Swiss driver can do. Invalidated lap time that time, but he's now going to try to improve on this type. He's got a little bit of a pocket of air, although he's got the number 6 car just in front of him coming out of the pits. And be careful not to get too held up. That's Alberto Beltrami, who has spun down at turn 1. And of course, that'll be the cold tyres. Now he's got a cone attached to that car. Fortunately for him, he detached it, almost picks up another one. That's not going to help your straight line speed. If you do get one lodged in your front wing, that's going to cost you many Ks down the straight. But that was the cold tyres mark, and that's something that we're going to watch out for as well. Of course, on this first lap, no pit stops in this race. On the first lap, going into that first corner, tricky to keep the rear end in check and not to lock up any tyres because, yeah, they really are very tricky at cool temperatures.
Yes, they are tricky, and of course, these cars also having the new damage model means that more than in other cars you need to be super careful. These cars are fragile, they really are, and those suspensions can break with ease, you know, you just maybe look at them and they break, so you need to be super careful when you are going down in that first corner, as Liotti is also coming very good first and second sector, but third and fourth, as I said earlier, pedestrian at best. Here we go. Start finish line, of course, the start line is much deeper into the straight. The finish line is basically just behind the pit entrance. And as you can see, Arduini improves 46.425, still second in class, third overall. Let's see, Matteo Sorgiacomo, number 15, also coming with a decent lap so far. Third provisionally for the amateur drivers. Oh, he gets pole position. Provisional pole for the amateur driver, Matteo Sorgiacomo.
That's a mighty effort right there from the Italian. And he's on pole by 1/10. Only 2 drivers have dipped under the 146 barrier at the moment. And Perez, all of a sudden, he's got to respond. He's currently over halfway around the lap. Here is Perez, but no draft in front of him. I get to see this footage from on board. See if he can improve at all. Negotiates this guy pretty well, I must say. And then it's just keeping your foot absolutely pinned to the floor to see if you can gain any hundredths of a second down this part of the track.
Hugging the curb as close as possible, then on the gas pedal when you basically come to the end of that curb on the right, and then with these cars you can really push up, especially with warm tires. Here we go. Ivan Perez on the start-finish line does not improve, 46.0, he stays in second, 0.075 behind the provisional pole sitter. Arduini is still going at it, trying to get a good lap. He slipped down to 5th right now, after being very close to the provisional pole in the previous minutes. And here he comes, and he improves, jumps up to 4th, in front of De Amicis, who slips down 1 place.
Yeah, a couple of purple sectors as well from Arduini on that lap, Sector 2 and Sector 3. Quite a few sectors, of course, around this track, 5 of them. We had this discussion this morning at Sebring, where that circuit's got 7, I believe, which is a bit excessive. But this place, pretty much the entire circuit all into one. You got the Lesmos, which is perhaps a little bit distinctive. But apart from that, it's just straights and chicanes, and that's why we love it. Marco Del Topo, trying to improve. He doesn't do so. However, I think Demakis may have moved up into 5th place just in the last few months, or maybe that was Saladino who improved. As getting a little bit in the way there is Marco, car number 11 behind him of Silvio Saladino, maybe getting a little bit held up. And well, this is going to be these drivers' last laps. You can complete the lap that you start, unlike the official series, of course. So Emmanuel Fox, I'm probably going to have one more attempt after this one if he's got the fuel to do so.
Oh yes, let's see. I think the first of the front runners to the first of the drivers in general to have his. Or maybe Maurice Nessurini can get another lap in. He's got 30 seconds to go as he enters the Parabolica. Perez and Arduini have said that's okay. They will basically be happy with their times. And here we go. So Nessurini will have another run at this. Let's see this lap. Only a green second sector and nothing better than that. In fact, it doesn't improve, and that's not even a valid lap time. Let's see provisional pole sitter Matteo Sorgiacomo, who is giving the draft to the number 7 of Catalano behind him. Both of them are not improving. Seems like there's there's been like a golden window that has been lost by these drivers. Let's see Silvio Saladino as the checkered flag is waving in the air. Here comes Silvio Saladino. Then can he improve on his time? The answer is no. Invalidated lap. De Amicis is on a good lap.
Yeah, you must have just crossed the line in time. Set this final lap time. What can he do? Currently lining up in 5th place. He needs to improve by close to half a second in order to get pole position, but I'm sure he'd love to get on the second row grid. The shortest run to the line to the 46.0. That's a great time. That's up into 3rd place. He only needed another 10th to get to pole, but that is a good effort from Eduardo, who makes up a few places right at the end. Lyle Schofield, representing the UK and Ireland club. As long as he's doing well, obviously. If he's doing well, then he's representing UK and I. If he's doing badly, then he represents Ireland, obviously, as everyone knows. Let's see if Lar can improve it all. I don't wonder how Lar got involved in this series, to be honest. I mean, Ireland's a long way away. Let's see what he can do. 48.5. It's not an improvement for him, so he'll be lining up in 13th place for the 3-5-3 car. Alberto Beltrami. I'm not sure if this is a eligible lap time. I swear he couldn't have possibly crossed the line.
He's an outlap, sorry.
Yeah.
I think Nessurini still has a good chance. Maybe Liotti. Yes, Liotti is lifting coming out of the final corner. And I think also Maurice has said that's enough. And all the other drivers are just cruising around, waiting for the start of the race.
Yeah, we'll let this timer tick down, 30 more seconds, and then we'll go to the grid. We assume this is going to be a standing start, as I'm sure these drivers will be familiar with in real life racing. It's usually the best format. It's a long run down into turn 1. It's a turn 1 that can cause a lot of issues. Hopefully, we don't see any of those issues, because we could be in for an enthralling 10-lap race. We're then going to have a reverse grid, of course, for race 2, where we're going to invert the top 8. So if you can finish in that top 8, particularly if you finish 7th or 8th, you are in the box seat. 9th doesn't really do you a whole lot of good. It'll get you a few points, I guess, but it's really not where you want to be. So here we are then for the grid of this round of the FX series, and it's Sogamento Matteo on pole position. With Machado Perez in 2nd place. That's a 10th of a second splitting those two guys. Eduardo Damakis starts in 3rd. Then it's Fortunato Catalano in 4th. Adriani Nicholas in 5th. Then it's Massimilio Pesavento in 6th. Francesco Benelli, Silvio Saladino, Salvador Liotti, and Fico Amadeo rounding up the top 10. Emmanuel Conforto, Matteo Maria Riccelli, Lars Schofield, Marco de Toffel, Andrea Bordolini, Alberto Beltrami, Andrea Fontana, and Francesco Azzori rounds out the field. And really did feel like I was ordering an Italian meal right there.
Maybe I should have gone through the starting grid.
I think I did all right.
You did great. You did great.
Thanks.
I have to say, but maybe logic would have suggested otherwise. Now that I think about it, but we are basically going to in autopilot, no? And you say the grid, and we are about to go racing. By the way.
Yeah, here we are then. So what can Matteo do from the pole position? As away we go. Tries to cover off on the inside. However, I'm not sure if he's going to quite cover off in time. Perez down the inside. The car number 17. He's on the grass going into turn 1. However, he's going to have the upper hand. Can the 15 stay around the outside for this first corner? No, he cannot. And Perez takes the lead a little bit wide as
Oh,
well for
contact! Oh, flip!
Catalano as we've got a curve barrel rolling off. And that is his race over. We've also got the car number 18 as well of Fico off the track, and Saladino has been involved in that one as well. But an awesome start for Perez. He had to muscle his way through on the run to the line, and he's got the lead.
As we are heading into the Variante della Roggia for the first time, bit of gap at the front, but all to play for in the midfield, as drivers are now sorting themselves out. So Pesavento and Fico, I think it was one of the two that got flipped on his lead, unfortunately, at the start of the race. Perez leading the way in front of Sor Giacomo, Catalano, D'Amicis and Benelli. You see leading the way for the second pack, of course. Behind the leader is a trio of amateur drivers. Tell you what, let's bring up the class identifiers because you know they are there and they are nice. As we are heading into the end of the first lap, 10 laps or 25 minutes, whichever comes first. I strongly think is going to be the 10 laps. And look behind there because Liotti and Benelli are going.
Oh,
There's
wow.
a massive flip again.
Was that Toffel? The Toffel
That has to be
involved in
Beltrami.
that? Beltrami absolutely smashing that car to pieces. I won't be surprised if a few of the spectators might have a souvenir to take home with them for that one. Here was Beltrami. Oh, he's made contact with the 24. And did anyone else get involved? The car number 11 doing a good job at avoiding. So the 24 car was the Toffel then. So the Toffel and Beltrami both involved in that one. They were side by side as well, a little bit further back as car number 7 is
Scofield
faced.
is
So that's
around.
Catalano. Oh, he'd had a good start.
So back to representing just the Republic of Ireland. I'm sure he's going to come back and do just fine, but now he's the last of the running cars, unfortunately, for the Irishman, number 353. Back to the front, where Perez is still leading, and we have been provided with some fantastic pictures by the organizers. Very professionally looking, everything well done by the FX Italia guys. Nicolas Arduini is struggling a bit. Matter of fact, he lost 5 places from the start of the race, Sam. Oh, and the leader is off at Ascari.
Ooh.
Big off.
Oh, and now having to slow down a little bit was Sojikomo. However, he is going to get past. However, this is a proper battle now, and Damakis is going to get involved as well. Hopefully, they'll all be within the draft of one another. And once that's occurred, it is really tricky to get out of the draft of your rival. So this could be a proper three-way battle to the end of the race. Catalano as well, only 2 seconds off. Top 3 separated by 1 second now. And Perez just pushing a bit too hard through a sky. The gap was up to 1 second. He had broken the draft. But now this is a proper dog fight. Sojikomo is going to go defensive into turn 1 as the car number 8 of Pesavento comes out of the pits. Here comes again Perez trying to come back over the curbs. Skips over, and now that's going to be a slowdown. And they've got to be careful of the back mark as well. Really slowing down was Sojikomo, who was serving that slowdown. And he nearly made matters a whole lot worse for them. And after getting back the race lead, he's lost it all over again, has the pole sitter because Catalano has now moved ahead as well.
Yes, and you need to be extra careful with this new damage model, jumping on those speed bumps with this car. You really risk breaking a suspension, as Arduini has made his way back to the pits for repairs. So big disappointment after a promising qualifying for the driver who also raced in the first ever Italian esports official esports competition by the Automobile Club a couple of months ago. Seems like a year ago now with all that's going on here in Monza with the Ferrari GT3 event I had a pleasure to cover for the Italian broadcaster. It was a beautiful, beautiful event with semi-finals and final. Very nice format. Arduini back on track, so I suppose that these guys will have a fast repair available, considering that a couple of them have flipped and they are back on the track.
Yep, one fast repair. They also get instant count penalties for every 12 incidents, which isn't really something that we've talked about so far. That is a low. That's a low number. So that's going to be tricky for them to keep managing of. So really watch out for anyone if they come into the pits. Strangely, it's probably down to that. Here comes Sorjakome. Doesn't seem to have too much damage on the floor after hitting those speed bumps earlier on. It's the outside into turn one, and that's a very nice move. Good on the brakes, however. It's a very sort of what could have been for him. As long as he finishes in the top 8, though, will be within that reverse grid for race 2. That's what a lot of these guys around this part of the field, at least, will be thinking about. The Toffol, yeah, he was he's lost 3 wheels on his wagon, I think, at one point, but he's still running in this race.
And unfortunately lagging a bit with his connection, as this battle continues between Sor Giacomo and Catalano, as they are heading into Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Double right-hander, lost a bit of character after the renovation works in the 90s, but still a very, very tough corner. Of course, now they have massive runoff areas, but that doesn't really matter a lot now, Sam, because the new tire model makes it a little bit like, a very short runoff area regardless, because of the slipperiness, if that is a word, of the grass and the gravel in iRacing, especially the grass.
Yeah, it's a brilliant it's a brilliant deterrent on iRacing, isn't it? And maybe in real life it's not even that well. To be fair, in real life it works pretty well as well. But on iRacing, yeah, that slippery grass it very much keeps you in line, keeps you within the white lines. And most of the tracks that we have on iRacing, particularly the European circuits we have on iRacing, the vast majority of them not with big tarmac runoff areas. So usually works pretty well. Here comes Sajikumbo again. So we cross the line to start lap 5 of this race.
Ooh, look at the lap by Sor
And it
Giacomo.
looks as though...
So Catalano got the best of Sor Giacomo, but in this same lap, Sor Giacomo had the fastest lap of the race, 46.23. So lots of swap drafting, making it possible, well, involuntary swap drafting, I would imagine, making it possible to be super quick. As you can see, lost a position, but got the best lap of the race so far, 46.226. Absolutely flying there was Matteo, but again losing the position to Catalano. So down into 4th overall and 3rd in the amateur class, as after a little bit of uncertainty and a mistake at the start in the first couple of laps, Ivan Perez is looking good, as he's pulling away ever so slightly from Edoardo De Amicis in 2nd place and leader, of course, of the amateurs.
Yeah, just starting to split away are those top 2. Let's see if Catalana can maybe close the gap to Demakis later on in this event. Occasional fastest sector times being posted by all these drivers. If you can get a little bit of a tow, then can help. As you can see, half the field pretty much all down that back straight. Really looking forward to the reverse grid race, of course, coming up later on. But because I think that's going to be a great test for some of these front runners to make their way up through the order. However, we're only halfway through this race. Lap 6 being started now as Catalano and Sorjakome are alongside once again. Catalano's been winning out in this situation the last couple of laps, but on this occasion, the 15 car makes his way past. And someone's turning into a bit of a cycling race at the moment, Marco, with these two. It seems like often changing positions as regularly as they are doesn't work great, but doesn't seem to be losing them too much time.
Don't even get me started on the cycling references, we could be here all day long. But yeah, these two guys keep on battling now, trying to bring the comparison between the Amicis between the Amicis and in this case Sor Giacomo. So let's see the last few laps how they have gone. Yeah, you are absolutely right, Sam. One lap they gain, one lap they lose. Lap 3 they lost track a lot of time, of course. So it's been a bit up and down. They really need to be, careful and start driving. It's easier said than done. But if you could just start using a little bit of, calmness and try to, work together with the car in front of you, it might work. It might not, as Ivan Perez goes past the lapped car of Alberto Beltrami, who I think, judging by the colors, is teammates to the Amicis, or maybe not. That's a slightly lighter shade of yellow, as you can see on the 13.
Yeah,
As
tricky to
Catalano,
tell on that one. Lost a lot of time though, did Perez. The Sky Chicane lost about half a second, so gap between the top two down to 1.2 seconds. 4/10 lost on that last lap. As moving back ahead then is Catalano. And we've seen this happen, I think, on about 3 consecutive laps. Who is that of the circuit? That is the back marker
yeah,
of
that's Beltrami.
Beltrami. So not too much to report there. By the way, if you see too many overtakes from behind, some of them are lapped traffic. I'm trying to keep up to date with all of the different overtakes. Here is one of them, Fontana and Azzori. Fontana, has he got ahead? Well, blinking in and out momentarily was the driver just behind, but it is Fontana who is up into 11th place. So you've got 10 seconds now to catch up to Benelli up the road. So I think that one's quite unlikely to occur. This is a tight battle though for it's for 7th, 8th and 9th. This is big positions. Reverse grid pole position is on the line.
Yeah, Saladino in ninth, trying to get 8th place of Nesurini, the Swiss, and of course Bodellini in 7th. Of course, championship points also on the line, and Saladino sending it in the Ascari chicane. And Surini very, very, very careful there. Didn't really force the issue, we have an issue for Lai Schofield, who I think made a mistake coming into the first of the Lesmo corners. Going around, might have clipped the front wing. As we go back live to Fontana, and that rear wing looks a bit wobbly to me. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Detached on the right side.
I don't know how useful it is. I think that's was it flexible aerodynamics a few years, which was the big craze back in 2010, where
2010, yes.
is the front wing moving or is it not? I think at that point would break that.
Saladino.
Spinning round is Saladino, and Nesserini pulls away, and Saladino's going to lose out to Benelli as well. Or they might have an opportunity to repel later on. Shame for the number 11, down 6 places now from his start.
And all of a sudden, a fight for the lead. Lap traffic playing a part, I would imagine. And the Amicis trying to profit. Machado and Perez a little bit tentative in the draft with the lap cars there. And look at the Amicis, trying to get the move done on the outside at Ascari. Oh, no way through there. I think maybe. And now, I tell you what, Catalano has joined the party.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time till Sergio Come gets involved in this one as well. We're on lap 8, we've got 2 laps to go. Sergio Come's got to get a move on with it. He's got 2 laps to catch and pass all 3 of these drivers. The pole sitter, of course. But he should at least be involved in this one as, oh dear, now it's Nesserini going off. And, well, I don't think Bodinelli will be believing his luck because he's gained 2 places without doing a whole lot in the last few corners here. It was from him. So actually we go a little bit further ahead to the front runs because we might have a change for the lead. Perez v Demakis. Demakis stays behind. Might be the place to be, that second place going on to the last lap of the event. Yet to lead this race is Demakis. Yet to lead this race as well. Catalano. Perez has led her on the vast majority, probably 95% of the moments in this event. However, it's only the
Oh,
checker flag which really matters as the 13. Don't know if he was going for an aggressive move there or just defending. But certainly Catalano wants to get up into second place right now.
I think, Sam, if you want to be in second in the final lap, and I think that's your best bet for the win, apart from being first, but you certainly want to make the move in the parabolic. I don't think there is enough of a run coming out of the parabolica, but now big gift to Perez because Catalano and Amicis are going at it, entering Ascari, and this could be a good chance for Perez to pull away once again. And Catalano, I mean, is having a fantastic run after battling with Sir Giacomo all race long. Now, all of a sudden, he pulled away from Sir Giacomo, went past the Amicis, and now he has a shout for the race win because he is well and truly in the draft of Perez.
Yeah, lost each other a little bit of time there, but it was a great move from the Son just to sweep around the outside. Could tell that DeMatchis didn't want to let it go, but just didn't have the confidence. And here comes DeMatchis, though, coming back at his rival then. And Perez is pulling away almost out in the lead. Catalano, he's quick through the Lesmos, it seems, but down the straight, he is lacking. And now he's having to defend from behind. Around the outside goes the 13 car, not quite getting his car alongside. However, the extra straight line speeds for DeMatchis could definitely get him that place as the race leader is pulling away. Perez, it's arguable whether he's the fastest driver out there today. He might well be the fourth fastest driver in this race, but he doesn't care. He's pulling away. Here comes DeMatchis then coming back again at his rival. The outside line worked into Ascari. Is it going to work into this one as well? Yes, it does. And it's DeMatchis getting back up into second place. Saw Giacomo really not gets involved in this one. I wonder if he's got a bit of damage, failing to catch up to these guys in the last couple of laps as we enter the last half lap of this race. Nesserini as well, trying to get back past Borderlini after making a mistake earlier on, and the Swiss driver does move ahead, just about gets it stopped. But I think it's going to be very tight for second place. Look at this again. Bordelini trying to come back down the inside into the Lesme. Not going to quite happen. And this is, of course, first and second for the reverse grid race as well. So they need to make sure they don't take each other out. Alson Lee, Perez, it looks like he's going to win. Who is going to finish in second place? So Catalano moving alongside, going defensive. Was that a little bit late from DeMatchis? It's going to be a run to the line between these two drivers. They are dead level, and actually going around the outside there is DeMatchis. He might just have it. Here comes Perez, though. He is going to win this first race of the season. Great job from him. And it's Catalano who takes it. He was on the outside going through Parabolica and managed to get the job done. DeMatchis rounding out the podium. Nesserini got past Bordelini on this lap. Bordelini coming back, though, right at the end. It's not going to be enough, and that start-finish line is just too quick coming up for these drivers.
So, Bodellini gets reverse pole. What an exciting race we had, Sam. Absolutely fantastic stuff, and the best thing is we get to do it once again with the reverse grid that's coming up, reverse grid race that's coming up in just a few minutes. Here comes Schofield, but before him we have Francesco Azzori finishing in 11th. So congratulations to Catalano, gets the win in the amateur class, just in front of the Amicis. Here comes Andrea Fontana, and finally we should have Arduini, who is lagging a bit behind, will finish in 14th. He lost 9 places compared to his starting position. What could have been for Nicolas? Well, luckily for him, he will have a race 2 to possibly improve and redeem himself, as that's it for race 1. Let's get through the final race results, and I am 100% confident that Sam is going to ace this.
Oh dear, you put too much pressure on me. Ivan Perez.
There will be an
wins
Italian
out.
lesson during the commercial break.
Awesome. Okay, thank you. Ivan Perez wins race 1 then in this race. 1 second clear in the end of Fortunano. Catalano in second. Eduardo De Matchis rounds out the podium places. Then it was Matteo Sorgiacomo, Salvatore Liozzo, Matteo Roccadelli, Maurice Nesserini, Andrea Bodolini, Silvio Saladino, Francesco Benelli, Francesco Azzurri, Lars Schofield representing Ireland there in 12th place, and Jair Fontana in 13th. There's Nicholas Arduini, Massimilio Pesavento, Amedeo Fico, Alberto Beltrami, and Marco de Toffel, rounding out that order. This is often the point where we'd say, let's spin the reverse grid wheel, but we don't have one.
Yeah, I'm very
because
disappointed.
the reverse grid is guaranteed to be 8. So that means that Andrea Bodolini will be on pole position, Maurice Nesserini alongside him on the front row to go for race 2. So you do not want to miss it. We'll be back with you in about 10 to 15 minutes for that race 2 of the day. virtual series on Apex Racing TV. Once again, I am Sam Fitzpatrick, and once again, Marco Barbier is alongside me in the commentary box and is also operating the cameras. We're back at Monza, just prepping for this race 2 of the day. It's another 10-minute race, Marco. However, a little bit of a change. We've got the top 8 drivers from race 1 inverted. So the driver who finished in 8th place in race 1 will be starting on pole for this. And it should mix up the order a little bit. Looking forward to it.
Yes, and of course, as you know, Sam, first of all, welcome back to everyone jumping in with us. I think that the reverse grids usually bring out some more chaos. In race 1 we had some fantastic racing and a very close finish for the amateur class, but also, I mean, a proper fight for the lead where it took all of Ivan Machado Perez's talent to keep his rivals at bay. Of course, again, these drivers that have been reversed will start pole. The winner will start in 8th, and second place will start 7th, and so on and so forth. We'll try to make up as many positions as possible, Sam. But this also can bring trouble, and especially here at Monza, that first chicane can really bring out the worst out of some drivers. Hopefully everything will be fine. They will have to be on their toes because it's a very quick trip from the first corner to having to tow back to the pits, because of a crash. So certainly interesting to keep an eye on. Let's also say that this championship will be articulated on 4 rounds. They will take place on each of the upcoming Sundays. I think we'll be broadcasting everything from now until the end of the season. And of course, I think that another series that very nicely is using the magic world of iRacing to get the racing fix before hopefully things go back to normal and we can go back racing on the real racetracks. But I think more and more real life drivers, Sam, are embracing sim racing for what it is, and it is a fantastic world that is always getting closer and closer to real life racing.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully all the drivers are really enjoying this today. Certainly, as you say, getting their racing fix, and hopefully all you tuning in as well, getting your racing fix. Certainly, we've had plenty of broadcasts on Apex Racing 2. Many of them are featuring real-life drivers. Many of these drivers are real-life drivers, obviously, as well. Some very successful drivers in a multitude of series. So, yeah, it is really great to see all this take place. So, we've got 40 minutes left of practice, and then we'll jump straight to the race. Will be a standing start, as we saw in race 1 as well. Just a little bit of reminder as well, on the side of your screen you can see the timing tower, and the drivers with blue behind their number, they are the amateur drivers. The pros have red, but you can see it's all quite mixed up, so don't take too much notice of that. Still, winning your amateur tires and win the pro race as well is always a slightly bigger deal. We've also got some nice cameras as well, as we can see the eyes of the drivers, their focus negotiating this classic Italian circuit.
I mean, you copied my left rear camera. No, yours is slightly lower, but apart from that, beautiful camera work as per usual, Sam. I think it's going to give even better. And of course, for those that don't know, Sam also made the track cameras for this track. Here we go, by the way, with the starting grid.
Yes, and it is Andrea Bodolini on pole position, then Maurice Nesserini in second place. Those drivers finished in 8th and 7th, respectively, in race 1. There's Matteo Rocciadelli, Salvatore Liotti, Matteus Sorgicome, Eduardo De Machis, Fortuno Catalano, Ivan Perez, Silvio Saladino, Francesco Benelli, Francesco Azzurri, Lyle Schofield, Andrea Fontana, Nicholas Arjuna, Massimilio Pesavento, Amadeo Fico, Alberto Beltrami, and Marco de Toffel rounding out the order as every driver is on the grid. And we are about to get underway then for this race 2 of the day. Can Bodolini hang on to the lead? The lights are coming on. And it's green flag in Monza. Jump starts for the driver starting in 3rd place. I believe that could have been Liotti potentially, or maybe it was Nessarini, who will definitely get a stop-go penalty for that one. It's side by side going into turn 1 there. The 31 car of Bodolini just about hanging on to the race lead. He had the inside line and spinning round. Oh, that's a lot of cars involved. Scampering through was a couple of drivers. Sergio Como was very lucky to get through that, but we've got loads of drivers losing tyres, losing rear wings, losing front wings, and that is really going to whittle down this field early on.
And Bodellini, look at that, already enjoying 3 seconds and a half of the lead. Sir Giacomo and Benelli fighting for 2nd place. We knew that was going to happen. These reverse grids always very chaotic. Arduini trying to redeem himself from a bad race 1 performance. Already looking to jump into 3rd, fighting with Benelli, entering the Lesmo corners. Liotti, Schofield and Beltrami, all 3 of them have had to tow back to the pits, but I'm sure other drivers will have to take a pit stop at the end of this lap to get their fast repair in.
Remarkable how Sergio Como managed to get through that all unscathed. Started in 5th position, finished race 1 in 4th. Was a little bit detached from the race leaders after getting pole in race 1. He's put himself into a fantastic position. But look how Arduini is looking very strong. Up 11 places is Arduini. And Marco was saying after race 1, what could have been in race 1? Well, this is turning into a very potentially good race for him in race 2, because he is battling with Benelli currently for that 3rd position. Benelli getting back past. Into the pits comes Sergio Como. Well, he didn't jump the start, I think. And there's no damage on that car. That is very strange.
See the replay?
Oh, maybe it was. Maybe it was him who jumped the start.
Oh yeah,
there
it was. It was. Also...
Oh wait, and then someone else did as well.
I think
the grid or 3rd?
I think the Porsitter basically had a very slow start. That's the only thing I can think of. Arduini trying to jump into
versus,
2nd.
Yeah, and he's up into 2nd place. So he gets back past Benelli. However, I think he got past Benelli on the last lap as well, and then proceeded to get overtaken again. The gap is up to 4 seconds out in the lead. No disrespect to Bodolini, I don't think he's the fastest driver out here. But if the drivers behind him keep on fighting, then that gap may well be restored for the entire 10 laps. Here's Azzurri losing out, and you can see the amount of damage he's got on that car. Nearly into the wall, but into the gravel anyway. Good to see the old Parabolica there. It's not... Well, do they have gravel still out there? Or is it all tarmac now?
I think it's a bit of... there is a bit of gravel before the tire wall, I think.
It's a shame that we don't have the old grass on the outside. Or was it? Or I think it was just gravel on the outside, lining the perimeter of this circuit. Made it so tricky. Now you can kind of take a few liberties when it comes to that.
Again, I say this every time, I miss cars getting beached in F1 and other categories when they go wide. Perez as the top of the race, but look at Benelli and Arduini still going at it. And Perez is waiting in the wings, so let's jump on board with him.
Yeah, he might be in the box seat coming out of this corner, should get a better run, had to be a little bit hesitant on the throttle, however. So Benelli getting back ahead of Arduini. They still caught up to the race leader though on that last lap. Bodolini, by the way, isn't the car 3 cars ahead. That's a back marker. That will be Beltrami, I believe. Also Liozzi as well, so there's a few back markers. Oh, spinning off, and they've all had to take evasive action. Moving up into second place then will be Nessorini, who was just far enough away that he didn't have to change his line. Perez cuts the corner, race 1 winner. Well, he's gained a place out of that, Perez, but he's lost a lot of time. And this time happened, it was Benelli who lost it from second place all by himself. Oh no, it was a tap from behind then. So it was a tap from behind, and then that's a lot of contest as well. Question if Perez has got much damage. Perez has dropped down to 7th place since, so I
Still
wonder if he
dropping.
has got too much damage. There you go. Oh wait, he's crashed again.
I think he broke the front left, jumping on that curb. Let's see if we can get, a replay from his on board, because I think.
Yeah, well, we were riding on board with him before, weren't we? And then just cuts away as he came across, and here it was going into turn 1.
No, you already broke the front left there, so maybe he had contact with another car, or he broke it while jumping on those speed bumps. In the meantime,
so Nessorini up into second, Arduini in 3rd, Benili and Fontana in 4th and 5th, and now Pesavento as well, involved in 6th. Fontana might be a sitting duck down into this second chicane. Here comes Pesavento. Straight past, and that was a nice move there into 5th place. Oh no!
Oh, no!
Oh, they've all gone into one another. Well, it's Monaco 96-esque, and littering the circuit with debris there, and it's another driver spinning ahead, and well, these guys were side by side, they couldn't possibly maneuver out of the way. Oh, was it a back marker, in fact? Sorry.
Maybe it was
number 8.
Beltrami?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Pesavento went into. So we need to go back live because there's a Bodellini is having some issues with his connection. Nessurini is getting closer and closer. That is very tough.
Certainly liking Nesserini's overalls a lot. Norwich City colours. I'm sure that was how he inspired that choice. Nesserini goes to the inside, and the Swiss driver.
Oh no! They make
close.
contact
That
with a massive crash!
And off the top 2. Oh, guys, why have you done that? And now they're having to slow down just behind as well. And moving into the lead is Benili. You could argue Arduini made the right decision there, just to slow down a bit. No slowing down for Benili, who goes through, and oh, guys, just leave some more room.
Yeah,
I think it was.
I was watching them, Sam, and I said, aren't they too close? Because there was plenty of space there. And it's almost
I think it was mainly Nesserini coming across, wasn't it? But at the same time, they could both leave more space.
And that's a massive hit, and great job by the following drivers to take evasive action. And also, more importantly, well, not importantly as well, avoiding the debris, which can really cause some massive damage. And in a stark contrast to a very nice and clean race 1, apart from a couple of incidents here and there, as you can see, we basically only have 9 drivers left, with the cars that are functioning, and a lot of other drivers are 1 lap down or very close to it.
I mean, you're including Sorchikoma in that. He did break his wishbone earlier on, so even the drivers who are still running there still got big issues from earlier on, who perhaps have taken a fast pair already in this race. So it is Francesco Benili then leading the way. Started in 10th place, up into 1st. Arduini is in 2nd. There's Catalano. How is Catalano? So I think Catalano crashed at the first chicane, didn't he? And since then, he's done a really good job at coming back. He's in third place, although his pace isn't particularly phenomenal. Marco de Toffol, who started down in last place in this race, up into fifth. This is what happened to Catalan then at the start.
Yeah, got hit. Massive chaos there. I think he's got a slightly bent front wing. He's in third amidst all the chaos as De Toffol and Saladino. And De Toffol is going very, very slowly. I think he made a mistake somewhere. Must have some damage or something. Let's see. This just happened at Ascari.
Yeah, I think this is how he lost out to Saladino.
Oh, and look at the. I think he must have some damage thanks to the speed bumps there. So yeah, Saladino went past. As we go back live, Benelli still leading the way. There I look at the gain from these drivers. Arduini gained 12 places, but De Toffol is the biggest mover, gaining 13. But as you can see, it is more of a minefield. The field exploded basically and got mixed up quite dramatically compared to the start of the race. And we are already beginning the 7th of the 10 laps of the race. This race has really gone by quickly, Sam.
It certainly has. Benelli, who now setting his fastest lap of the race, 47.16. That's very competitive. Oh, as Nesserini's off again, he's just come out of the pits. Has already used his fast repair. He was fighting for the lead, wasn't he, Nesserini? He got into the lead. And then we had that big impact across the start-finish line. Here it was. Well, that's crossing the pit exit line as well, so they could get a penalty for that. They are quite lenient on it, as Yates just spins it round. Gets back on his way. Cold tyres, of course, I imagine, in that situation for him. Meanwhile, Perez, what's happened to him?
He made a move on Amedeo Fico. And there he was, entering Parabolica. So Perez trying to recover after that commotion that happened at Variante della Roggia a few laps ago. Up into 6th place. I mean, and of course, he had to go to the pits because of the damages. Catalano goes wide at Lesmo Uno and he's inviting Saladino back into the race. So Machado had the time to tow back to the pits, get a fast repair, and he's in 6th. So still looking to get a good haul of points for race 2. And here we go. Saladino on the inside makes quick work of Catalano. So Benelli in the lead. Let's see the comparison between the two drivers at the front of the field, and see how they have been faring over the last 5 laps. As you can see, Benelli is having his way there at the front. Nice gain lap after lap, looking like he's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, he's easing it out. A little bit of cloud cover as well for these tracks. Might cool down the track temperature a bit. Catalano then just carrying a lot of damage, it seems. So he's in 4th place. Also had a really rubbish lap a few moments ago. Catalano actually being caught up to by De Toffol. If it weren't for that spin for De Toffol, he could have well got a podium from last on the grid. But he made that mistake at Ascari. He's had good pace ever since then. Perez is 15 seconds behind Catalano, lapping 5 seconds a lap faster. I don't think that's going to quite happen for him. Well, you know what, it's going to be close. Watch out for that one between Catalano and Perez by the end of this race. There is a Fico as well in 8th place, losing out to Azzurri.
Sun is back shining on the racetrack with 2.5 laps left in this very chaotic second race of the afternoon. Reverse grid and gaining 9 places from the start of the race is Francesco Benelli, who profited from everyone else's disasters and is really providing that, safety first and slowly but sure. He's not being very slow, I mean, he's been very quick, but he did something that is very rare on iRacing to see. Doesn't matter if it's real life drivers or just simple, enthusiasts like me and you. I mean, even though you were a real life driver for a bit in karting, no?
A little
So,
bit, yeah.
I mean, rarely you see in iRacing, no matter the level of experience, you see drivers slow down for a wreck. As
Yeah.
as the old Italian, the ancien Italien 80 has followed us on Twitch. Catalano is into the pits for repairs. I mean, Benelli slowed down, so did Arduini, and this was the key because usually the response to a wreck in front of you, especially if it's a wreck for the lead, as we say hello to Federico Battaglia in the chat as well, it's the response is pedal to the metal, days of thunder, and let's pray for the best. And usually the worst happens.
Did you say Catalano's coming to the pits?
Yes, and he's still there, as you can
Yes.
see. Taking, I think, or either he forgot to uncheck fuel, or I don't know what, because, or maybe he already used his fast repair, I don't know. Even though this is his first pass through the pits. So.
He was really slow, wasn't he? He was lapping about 5 seconds off the pace, but strange that he came in with just a couple of laps to go because he would have probably got 4th place.
Maybe he got
if
a
it weren't
meatball.
for that. Oh yeah, well maybe he got a meatball a while ago, and now is finally serving it because he was
Those
going to get
are
disqualified. That's a good shout.
super slow laps. I think that if you had just a bent front wing, it could be a bit slower. But Catalano, by the way, coming out of the pits right now. One lap down. Benelli taking the white flag. Someone spun, is Nesurini there, he's having a terrible time in this second race, he's the Swiss driver.
Hates that corner.
Yeah.
Really hates that corner, it seems to. Nesurini still 12th place, still some points.
At the very least, he only hates that corner, not like me, which because I hate, judging by my performance, I hate every corner of every racetrack.
You hate particularly the backstretch at Bathurst, don't you?
Yes.
That one you're not a big fan of.
As we enter the final few corners, just let me give you a reminder that the action is not over. As a matter of fact, we have one more race left today to bring to you at 16 GMT, 17 BST, and 80 CEST. That's what a professional commentator does. Adrenaline Karting Invitational Stay at Home 1 hour of Lime Rock, live from Lime Rock Park. It's going to be the MX-5s running around the beautiful North American racetrack of Lime Rock Park. But Sam, for Benelli, one more corner to go.
Yeah, he's going to round this final corner. He started down in 10th place. He wouldn't get it now. Francesco Benelli approaches the line and he wins race 2 at Monza in the FX Virtual Series. Well clear in the end of Nicholas Arduini, who had a great drive himself up into 2nd from 14th on the grid, and it will be Silvio Saladino rounding out the podium places. Big shout to Marco the Toffol, who's going to finish in in 4th, as long as he holds off Perez right in the closing stages. Perez, race 1 winning, might well come out of this round as the highest point scorer. He will finish in 5th. De Toffol, from last place on the grid, finishes in 4th. Top of the amateur drivers, of course, was Arduini. So
Yes.
well done to him. But you can see them scattered all amongst the field. Toffol, Perez, Fico, and Roccadelli also doing very well.
I mean, for Arduini, I'd say a nice comeback. I was saying that he should have had a much better performance in race 1, and I think he was looking to redeem himself in race 2. And so he did. Nice second place, again, using his head when there was the big crash in front of him. Here comes Roccadelli, then D'Amicis, sorry, in 10th place. You see, the fact that I am Italian doesn't mean I can pronounce Italian names faultlessly. And that is everyone home safe and sound, Sam. More or less safe and sound. Only one retiree, I think Beltrami, couldn't finish this race. And cameras are for the winner, Francesco Benelli. Congratulations to him. And now let's go through the race results for this, the second and final race of the day. Here we go.
Yes, and it's Francesco Benelli winning out 7 seconds clear by the checkered flag ahead of Nicholas Arduini, Silvio Sardino. Didn't see too much of Sardino, but nice job from him to finish on the podium. Marco Del Toffol maybe could have been third place for him if it weren't for a spin through a sky. Still, nice result. Second place out of the pro drivers. Then it was Ivan Perez, first and fifth today. Nice job. Francesco Azzori finished in sixth place. Then was Matthias Sorgiacome. Good comeback from him. Amadeo Fico, Matthias Roccatelli, and Eduardo De Matchis rounding out the top 10. One up down was Fortunato Catalano. Maurice Nesserini took the lead for a couple of seconds before crashing down the pit straight. Lars Schofield finished in 13th. Then it was Andrea Bodolini, Massimilio Pesavento, Andrea Fontana, Alberto Beltrami, and Salvador Liozzi rounding out this 18-car field. We might have some interviews. We're not quite sure with some drivers in a bit.
I think that they are having a Italian broadcast as well, Italian language broadcast as
Okay.
well. So I think they will go there for the interviews, but we'll wait just a couple of seconds, just in time to get a little bit of you know calm down for what has been a fantastic race, and again invite you to join us in just a couple of hours time for the adrenaline karting stay at home 1 hour of Lime Rock Park after tackling um, of course Laguna Seca last week and a controversial finish this time hopefully they will race to a finish at Lime Rock with time certain race. We say a big thanks to everyone who has joined us watching this broadcast, and yeah, I think Sam, cannot wait for next week. I think we will broadcast all of this series, and I say that very very interesting. Another series that jumps in, the drivers that can really use this time off, keep their instincts sharp, have fun, and train a bit. Even though in the virtual world, cars a little bit more powerful than the one they are used to, but still provided for some massive entertainment. Too bad for a couple of big wrecks in race 2, but overall, I'd say a nice debut for this championship.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, this circuit always can be very tricky with that. You got a lot of close racing. It's very you're just inviting side by side racing around this track with the slipstream effect. And so yeah, always going to have a few problems. But no, it was certainly very fun to watch. And I mean, hopefully, yeah, we will be broadcasting these future rounds. Not sure where the next round of the championship is going to be, but I mean, one comes to mind, Imola. Would be a very good choice, seeing that it's situated in Italy, and a couple of other rounds that I imagine the organisers are thinking of. Don't know whether we'll stay solely in Europe or whether we'll explore outwards to Asia and North America, South America with Interlagos, of course, and also Australia as well. But certainly should be very exciting for what's coming up. So Thanks to the FX Virtual Series for organising this event. Thanks to the drivers, of course, for racing in it and making it so entertaining. And thanks for you for tuning in. We mega appreciate you watching the action. If you have enjoyed this broadcast, do leave a like on it, and also do check out our social media pages as well: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. I should have some extra content, I believe, coming through on those platforms in the next few weeks, which will be absolutely terrific. So certainly do keep an eye out on that one, and of course do subscribe to Apex Racing TV as well, because we've got loads and loads and loads and loads of series, so many of them. Some of the highlights coming up in the coming week are certainly tomorrow we've got the World GT Championship. We've also got Sim Racers World GT on Wednesday. We've got AOSC on Friday. We've got ARL GT next Sunday as well. Of course, hopefully we'll be back in this series as well. Same time next week as well. But for now, from me and from Marco, we're going to say goodbye, and we'll see you next time.